Hi guys, we're here at Flight Sim Weekend and we're going to sneak in and hopefully no one's going to notice that we're actually a sim racing YouTube channel. And I'm going to take you through everything that you can see at this trade show. So let's get on with this full tour of Flight Sim Weekend. Thanks to all our channel members, subscribers, link clickers and donators for making these types of trips possible. It's really appreciated. And if you want to support the channel, you can subscribe, you can click the like button and you can put your head in the microwave. I don't actually recommend doing that, but it will make the channel more enjoyable to watch. Right, so in we go. And for this trade show, they've actually taken over the entirety of a museum. As we have set it off, we've got weapons on us, and we've got an upstairs area which has meeting rooms and halls where they're doing lectures and incredibly interesting stuff for flight simmers. There's a hall over this side with lots of equipment in it, lots of sim racing stuff, lots of flight sim stuff. We're going to be saying that all through this. And on the other side, there's even more stuff. There's like 3 or 4 big halls over there. So we're going to start off on the left-hand side here, and you'll notice this is a fully fledged aviation museum. So all this trade show is taken in place in amongst aircraft. So we have a DOF sim rig there, which is part of a store, which is Flight Sim web shop. At the moment, it's currently just chilling out and resting. But DOF motion rig there, and Thrustmaster stick and throttle along with a Pimax headset. A little look into the web store over here. So you can go in there. You can buy stuff at this event as well as online through their store. Look at this, coming through the main entrance here, we've got a plane with its landing gear down, ready to land itself onto the Moza booth, where Moza are showing off their new motion actuators, along with the M-Booster pedal and R25 Ultra with ACC. Not sure why they're using ACC to demo force feedback, but you know. And then we've got Moza, of course, not only do the racing simulator equipment, like the pedals, the booster pedals, which is really good actually. They've got their passive pedals, but they also have their MRP rudder pedals. They've got side sticks. They've got this extension shaft you can use with the Moza AB9 force feedback joystick. This also has your option on it. We've got just another stick, a standard stick, and the MTP throttle panel. Moza as well, actually, the MGX 1000 instrument panel. This looks like it could be pretty interesting. A full display unit. You could do your radio or your programming with that, your nav settings. I'll be using this in my glider just to see which hillside I'm flying into. We've also got the Moza yoke, really good piece of equipment. We've got one of those at home. Really nice if you like your general aviation. We've got even more flight stuff over here. Moza MA3F electronic flight control module. Obviously, if you're doing all your autopilot control and getting very serious, nice quality knobs on that. I actually find in Flight Sim you get a lot more range of quality of knobs and buttons than you get with driving simulators. But you got really nice feeling buttons here, and really good sort of convincing feeling encoders and switches. So I think these switches have got a lock on them. Well, those switches aren't moving. I don't know what that's about. Maybe they're locked out. But look at that, multi-layered switches going on here. This is what button boxes for driving sims need. Absolutely beautiful. And then we've got the FMP 18 panel bundle. So if you want your DCS simulator to have all the screens and buttons you'd have in your fighter jet, well, there you go. You can program in your target. Awesome. Oh, actually, MTQ throttle paddle as well, the more affordable throttle paddle from Moza. which is nice to see. Also, we've got a whole bunch of rigs set up here with those panels on, so you can see them illuminated. See what they look like all lit up. There's the fighter jet one. Good opportunity here to try out the different equipment though, if you come to these events. And that's the whole point of these sorts of trade shows, is that you can actually jump on and give things a go. We've got this Feel There booth here. Don't know what we're feeling there, but maybe we can ask him a quick question. You've got literally 5 seconds to explain things. I'll give you 20 seconds.
Tower Simulator 3 is a standalone air traffic control simulator. AI-controlled aircraft. You take on all the jobs in the tower yourself. So you do pushbacks, taxi, takeoffs, landings, all of it. It's really good fun, dead customizable. Do what you want with it, and you don't have to take it as seriously as VATSIM or something like that.
So there's a real opportunity for you to accidentally cause chaos.
Accidentally.
Intentionally or accidentally. But could you use this to actually legitimately get to grips with what's required in a real tower?
Absolutely, yeah. We've got people that have started on Tower Simulator 3 and they've moved on to become VATSIM controllers, and then that gives you qualifications to then obviously move on to be real-world controllers as well. So yeah, definitely. There's certain phraseology that you have to get used to, but we're working on things where you can openly use different phraseology and terminology depending on where you are in the world, and you can get better at it and get better and better and better.
Awesome, appreciate that, and also fantastic beard.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Awesome. So, really cool. I think with flight sims, you could just think, oh, it's flying planes, but there's obviously a whole load of stuff involved with flight sims. There is the plane flying, but there's also the air traffic control. There's the modelling. There's the modding. There's the hardware. A bit like sim racing, really. You don't have to be a pure sort of Formula 1 driver. You could like cruising, you could like Euro Truck Sim, you could like just building a sim rig. So you've got the same sort of stuff going on with flight sims. You've got a bunch of kids playing on Microsoft Flight Sim here 24, and that's because Microsoft have come with a ginormous booth here, probably their best showing that they've done for a while. This is actually better than what they had at Gamescom, to be honest. So Microsoft are quite proud of what they've done with Flight Sim 24. And again, another great opportunity to try it on some high-end equipment. And you can tell this is a fast computer because it's glowing. The more a computer glows, the faster it runs. That's how it works. And makes you feel a bit better about spending £250,000 on your RAM because you've got tubes glowing. But there you go, got rudder pedals. And if you're on a budget, you can play Microsoft Flight Sim on the Xbox and the PS5. So it's not that you have to have a supercomputer to play it. And I think we have some more pieces here. We've got people using VR with Microsoft Flight Sim. Great that Microsoft actually take VR seriously as well with Flight Sim. You do see some simulators kind of not think about VR too much, but Microsoft actually, though you need a homunculus of a computer to run the VR, it actually, when you get it working, is absolutely incredible. We play it with the Quest 3, and it's honestly mind-blowing doing gliding in Microsoft Flight Sim. And you just press Shift or Control Tab, and it goes from VR to 2D, which is really, really good. And more games should work like that. We have here a open source simulator. So it's a completely open source project. Custom engine, custom physics, custom models, and this is really like a sort of grassroots project designed to run on a range of computers, but also with very sophisticated real-time physics, actual procedural physics, not using lookup tables. And you can see here actually with the control dash, this simulator also outputs to all the gauges as you'd expect, so you could do your instrumentation as you'd expect from a flight simulator. If you're used to racing simulators, you might not be aware with flight sims, a lot of flight simming is to do with the planning and also being aware of what the gauges are saying and doing your altitude, your airspeed. So the gauges are much more important in many ways than they are in driving simulators. Look at this, we've got a little model town in the background here. I'm not sure which runway that is. I'm going to say it wrong. It's Amsterdam Airport. I'm not even going to say the proper name. But look at a nice model there. for you to absorb. Looks like this model was built in the 1950s. He's actually programming, right? He's programming the game here, getting in there. High intensity programming going on. That's the real joy of flight simulation, typing words into a compiler. We've got some seats from what looks like a 1950s aircraft, and some maps here. I'm not sure what's going on here. We've got some maps. Can I briefly ask what you're doing here? 30 seconds, very quickly.
I'm a real air traffic controller. It's my job, and we are working with simulator. So pilots are on the simulator, and I do my job, real air traffic controller.
And do you find that people can train using the simulators and then find a way into air traffic control quite easily, or does it work as a path?
It's a good job for them because phraseology can be difficult for the pilots, so they can learn how to fly and to speak the real phraseology.
Faut que tu fais le traffic control en anglais?
In French, but we can do it in English, of course.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have never heard French air traffic control. I thought air traffic control was always done in English.
No, we do it in French in France, but if you want for training, we can do it in English, of course.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for taking me through that.
Sorry
for sticking the camera in your face.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Awesome. So you can go from sim to air traffic control, and we've got here flight deck, another very modest setup here. You could just put this in your sitting room. Your wife won't divorce you. Very nice. All illuminated. All legit. Is this your?
Everything is self-designed and self-printed and self-built. I'm not using any bought components. That's the goal behind the whole project. Everything is self-made and built at home.
So this is just your home DIY project.
Yes, and people can buy the plans and build any components at home here.
And so, how long did this take you to put together?
2.5 years. Over there, you can see for the overhead, 2.5 years for the overhead, 1 year for the pedestal, and 1 year for the MIP. So since 2019, I'm building just panels.
Okay, that's absolutely crazy. And how? So many years, and then all the software as well. Have you done that, the software side of it as well as the hardware side?
The software side is the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 at the moment, and the hardware is controlled by MobiFlight. Now you have also here, and the 737 system logic is made by HomeSim or ProSim. No? That's it.
Okay, thank you very much for talking us through that quickly. And you have to say that is absolutely bonkers what you've done there. So, I mean, there you go, guys. You can go too far. This is what happens. This is what happens when you get too far into flight simming. Can you imagine a racing simulator having all these buttons? I can't, but absolutely fantastic. We've got a cockpit voice recorder in here somewhere as well. I guess if the simulator crashes, you can then go over the black box. But absolutely bonkers. Some more stuff over here. This controller. So this is using actual, real hardware, I believe. Can I ask you quickly? Can you explain this in 30 seconds?
In 30 seconds?
Yes.
Okay. We bought the 737 Classic as 500 shell completely, and then converted this to an NG with only OEM parts. So momentarily we are about 90% OEM, and yeah, it works finally.
So this project is you taking real aircraft components and then integrating them so they can work with your software.
With ProSim and Microsoft Flight Sim. Yeah.
And so that people can then buy these components from it?
We will only show the guys it's possible to use OEM parts.
So you have to find a Boeing aircraft yourself, or maybe just go to one of those airplane graveyards and pull some stuff out of it.
Or you go to eBay, whatever, yeah, Facebook, and yeah. And
then you're using the original wiring, or do you have to replace all the wiring?
You have to replace all the wiring. You have to reconnect completely every switch, every annunciator, whatever. Yeah.
And then it's in terms of power for them. Is there a standard power supply that for all the lights and?
For example, the lights are backlight is 5 volts, and some other switches are 48, whatever. It's difficult, yeah, but it's manageable.
And would you say this is the only way to get the full 100% realistic, legitimate button feel?
Yes, definitely yes.
Okay, absolutely crazy. Thanks for talking us through that. I mean, we need some of that with the driving sims, don't we? Where they we need we need people to take apart some race cars. I mean, some people have actually, haven't they? Hang on, we've got a quiz going on over here. Can I ask you guys? Are you with these? I don't know what this is, or is this part of the museum? I don't know. Here we go, guys. This is a question. Hang on, I'm going to have to move closer so you can see what it says. The question, can we get this right? Okay, it's already going bad. Ho står G en klein Voltung so lang het op die ground is? How well, the answers are door de stuvkubum op die vogels and start, met het stir, met waterpodalen. I'm going to go with Met Hetster. That seems to be the obvious answer to me. We're going for... Oh, it's gone! We'll never get it right. Oh, well, we'll never know, guys. Maybe someone in the comments can answer that for us. Oh, look, we've got the back of the board, this controller board here. Very nice. This is easy, flexible, affordable, 100% open source MF MobiFlight, and they've got some. I could do some close-ups of their controllers here. You can see their LED lights. So you've got single rotary encoders, potentiometers, switches, LED lights. Look at that! It's like a Dutch techno going on. And there's an 11% discount. You can use that QR code. I am well and truly out of my depth here, guys. So, you can really help out in the comment section with actual useful stuff, because I'm not going to be useful in this video at all. We have here, though, Honeycomb with their announcement that they're doing the Echo controller for Xbox, like officially announced properly. So if you wanted to get the Echo controller, which is a really good gamepad with all the sort of flight sim sliders and options on it, so you can control your flaps, your engine speed, your RPMs, your angle of attack, all this stuff with flight sims. There's a lot of sliding, like precision of trim, balancing of the aircraft. It's not necessarily reactively using the joystick as you might think with like combat flight simulators and stuff. It's more about being really smooth with the throttle and getting the right flap settings. So this game controller is really good for getting people that want to do general aviation into flight simulators on the Xbox. And of course you can already get it at the moment. They have a PC version. I might as well show you. We've covered this at Simformer Expo in Maastricht. We have a Honeycomb here. Really good non-force feedback yoke. We've got the Honeycomb rudder pedals. Those actually feel really nice as well. They're on some next level flight cockpits. Fantastic. And I think they are going to be flying off the shelves, those Honeycomb controllers, because as I say, it can be quite intimidating to get into flight simulators initially with all the equipment, but you can get most of your flying done with that gamepad. Just play on your laptop or play on your games console and have a good time. We have someone landing a passenger jet here very smoothly. This is an EasyJet landing. He's just missing a plane here, and he's gone over the top of him. About halfway down the runway now, the passenger's starting to scream, starting to throw up. I think he might make it. If he can get the brakes on heavily, I think he might pull it off. He's getting down. Power's off. There we go. And perfect. He's butter. Absolute butter. It's probably the best landing I've ever seen. He's definitely going to get employed by EasyJet once he's finished doing this flight. So fantastic flying there. And it's great to see actually a good range of ages of people here. You know, a lot of oldies, a lot of wrinkly people, but also a lot of kids coming in and really enjoying trying stuff out. And I think, you know, who doesn't enjoy a lot of glowing screens? And you can actually, crucially, you can actually play with stuff, which is nice. I think flight sims can be quite intimidating, but being able to just fiddle with things and give it a go for yourself is the best way to experience it. Maybe we can ask a question here. We can find out. This is a whole cockpit. This is actually built into a real aircraft cockpit. Not sure what aircraft it is, but got some honeycomb joysticks, yokes. They're not joysticks, honeycomb yokes. We've got the fuel selector, the throttle trim. Beautiful. This is what I need. This in my sitting room. I need a glider flight simulator. Right, we have here a really nice hexapod motion simulator. This would be a perfect DCS starter kit. We've got the all the multifunction displays. Don't know what stick that is. The HOTAS Orion 2, apparently. HOTAS Orion 2 throttle as well. It's a pretty crazy setup there. Not sure why we've got this cockpit with illumination on it as well, with these little LED lights. And then we've got a holographic display. I wonder if that even works, or if this is designed for you to be playing with a VR headset. But you got a warning light there, so you know that you need to stay away from the rig, because it might launch you into space. Behind us, look at that. I don't know what aircraft that is. Probably should do, but I don't. I don't know my aircrafts. I do know this aircraft though. This is a de Havilland Tiger Moth, obviously. Here we go. Found ourselves here a helicopter. That's what it's all about. Forget the aircraft. We've got a nice bit of DCS going on here. Got a bit of coaching taking place. So a lot of these booths are giving people an opportunity to jump on and try stuff, as I say, but then they've got experienced people sat down talking people through all the controls, what you can do, the systems of the aircraft, and then how to fly it with all the hardware. And like you saw with that air traffic controller, you have actual professionals. So there's actual people, real pilots, giving the coaching. Look at this very modest fighter jet cockpit here. It's paused over the Mediterranean. The military in the UK all train like this using a blanket. That's how we train in the UK. Saves a lot of money. But we've got a whole wooden cockpit here. We've got a Quest 3 set up. And again, more buttons than you could possibly ever imagine. There's a button for everything. So how cars should be done, really. Like no touch screens, just buttons. Can you quickly explain this project in like 30 seconds?
Yeah, 30 seconds. Home built, myself built. I'm a specialist in panels. I work together with Jan Hein. And my whole cockpit is connected with one single USB connection. Quicker than 30 seconds.
Awesome. So it's a full DIY cockpit. How long did this take you to put together?
Today?
Today? How long to move it?
To move it is 30 seconds. No, 30 minutes.
Okay. And then this project, I assume, has been going on for years.
Yeah, of course. You build it yourself. You started with something. And what I do is basically I created the panels, and now everybody wants my panels. So I'm completely addicted to panels.
I have no hands.
You have two hands. Okay, well, and that's it. And I'm finally finishing my pit. I keep it open. It's fine like this.
What was the first thing that you started with? What got you into flight sim? What was the first piece of hardware?
My throttle. My throttle, and then my gear stick. But the thing is, here, look around. What I have? I have mixed reality. So this is all real what you see here. Yeah, okay, you can see your legs. Oh, it's real.
So that's one of the big complaints a lot of people have with VR is, especially if you've built a cockpit or you've got dashes, you find this in the racing sims as well. People put a lot of effort into building the cockpit, and obviously it's nice to be able to see where all the buttons are. So obviously this mixed reality allows you to get the best of both worlds.
And for quite easily with the Quest 3D, payable, doable. It's not an 500 euros. It's not 3,000 euros with an yearly fee what you pay for to make it work. So yeah, this is my hobby.
So what's the name of the what's your name?
My name is Night.
Night. Your name is Night Panels.
Yes, not.
You've now changed your name to Night Panels.
Yeah, my wife is also Night Panels. Everybody. I have a son who is also Night. Night.
And a daughter, Panelita.
The funny thing is, I'm Dutch, and my back name is Ridder.
Okay.
And the translation in English is like a night.
Yeah.
A night. I'm creating panels. Obviously, 1 and 1 is 2. Night. Panels.
There we go. Very clever.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you for taking us.
This being translated all over the world.
It is. Millions of people watching
thank
it.
You. Bye, everybody.
Thank you very much for taking us through that.
Very good. Bye.
Awesome. Again, another crazy, absolutely crazy DIY. It's a bit unfair saying DIY. Obviously, they clearly know what they're doing. I guess they're doing it themselves, but they're doing it themselves to a ridiculously high quality level. And again, we have a nice opportunity to look at some more real aircraft. It looks super familiar. You guys in the comments can call me an idiot. I probably should know what the aircraft is. It does look very familiar. Maybe not in mustard. It's the Dutch one. It delivers mustard around the Netherlands. Actually, if you lick it, it tastes of mustard. And we've got another motion rig here. Hang on, we've got Flight Sim Delft. Can I ask you, is this your simulator?
Yeah.
Can you, in 30 seconds, can you explain what is going on here and what this is about?
So we are students in Holland, and we, as graduation projects, we have a simulator build up, and the whole idea is that we have a motion platform, and a plane that is being built in a house is being simulated in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and to mimic the working of that plane, we have, with force feedback, a simulator.
So basically, students get the opportunity to really get into it, experience it, try it, play with it, feel what it's like, and get familiar with the whole aspect, everything involved with simulation.
Yeah, so we get the learning curve of simulation. We get credits for it by means of internship projects, and with that knowledge, we can go to companies and gain experience in the world.
Awesome, thank you for that quick breakdown there. Appreciate it. We might have to jump on that later. We've got the VR headset there as well. They've got literally like a 3-year-old in it. I mean, imagine being 3 and putting on a high-resolution VR headset. I mean, my mind would have been blown. Their expectations from now on would be full high-resolution VR. They need to be put into some low-quality VR like we experienced in the 90s. We have a virtual fly here, some more dashes set up. You can do the full, again, with flight sims, the importance of the dash and the glass displays, much more than with driving sims, but this is something you could probably fit in your basement, give or take. Nice Microsoft Flight Sim session going on there. And they obviously do modular cockpits, and you can pick those bits up for yourself. And that's the other thing as well, you don't have to buy a whole cockpit in one go. You can just incrementally build up to it, and with the flight sims you can also obviously just use the stuff on the screen, or if you just had a VR headset. So, but it's obviously nicer to use the physical hardware. Here we go. We've got a Brunner stand here. This is my. I've got one of these at home. Really good force feedback joystick, but I replaced it with the Moza. Don't tell anybody. And we've got the Brunner yoke. So Brunner, I think they're a Swiss company. They were one of the first or earlier companies doing consumer available force feedback joysticks for not ludicrous prices. They're still quite pricey, but they're not, they weren't like absolutely ludicrous. They do force feedback rudder pedals as well as the yokes. And actually, I would say the Brunner yoke, I actually prefer the feel of this. I would say is a lot better than the Moza force feedback yoke. It's a little bit overly dampened in some ways, but parts of that will be because of how they've set it up in the software. Obviously, it's very much like force feedback wheels. You can customize the feel to however you want it to feel, but it's there's not stiction with this, which is really nice. It's super smooth for when you're giving it pitch, and the roll very smooth. You can feel the grain of the motor a little bit, but it's really nice. Really nice feeling motor with really good range to it. So still obviously a lot more expensive, but to me this absolutely pips the Moza joystick, the Moza yoke, but I'd say the Moza joystick absolutely beats the Brunner joystick. But you do get really good smooth input, and their software is a really nice solution. So it's not that it's bad, but the price of these is a lot higher. And there's also a lot more competition. We'll see later on there's some more force feedback joysticks now. When Brunner first launched this, as I say, there really weren't many options for you to get force feedback joysticks delivered to you, especially in the UK. But
are you live streaming?
Yes, it's all right.
This is the new device.
Is it force feedback?
Yes, of course. We only do force feedback.
Okay. I got it.
I know you.
Do you? Oh no!
I'm Mario.
Okay. Hello.
You're gamer muscle. Yes.
He knows me.
Yeah.
Oh no! Flight simmers know me.
I sold you that one. But
So
this is nice.
okay. So what's the Newton meters? The strength of it?
2.2.
Okay.
But the thing is, this space here is much smaller than others, so you have a proper feel on that device than others don't. It's very small, it's simple, and it doesn't cost a fortune. The same runs for the rudder pedals. They have just been released together yesterday.
Okay. So you can get that from your web store now.
That's correct.
What are the pricing, if you can say?
In Swiss francs,
In
or
Swiss
US dollars, or
in US
pounds, or
US
ding-dongs.
Yeah.
No,
Euros.
to be honest, I'm a bit lost with all the prices.
Euros is probably good for most people.
No, so yeah, Swiss francs, I can tell you it's 365.
Okay.
So 1 Swiss franc per day for the gamer.
Yeah.
And this one, it's probably not even an ounce. It could be 600, 650.
Okay.
You have to see it on the shop.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, I'll have to come and
Very
talk
possible.
to you later, because I do like what you do. As I say, it's important to know that you guys were doing the force feedback joysticks years back, and also when there was that whole embargo situation, not embargo, the patent troll situation going on, you were still doing stuff privately, and then you've sort of weathered that, and now everyone's doing force feedback joysticks again.
Yeah, and we have our own R&D, so we don't copy our own stuff.
Yeah.
Like others.
Yeah. There's copying going on in the industry. I've not noticed any of that.
I have seen holes and threads in some adapters from Chinese copies where are there for us. We don't know either where we have them in there, but they copied it just one by one.
Yeah.
They didn't use it either.
There's no bitterness in the flight sim industry at all. No. Okay, I'll catch you later. But there you go, guys. We've got Brunner here. As I say, I really like their joystick. I used that for a good 2 or so years. I have gone over to the Moza. But those, clearly, with there being more force feedback joysticks, I've got to go into the plane, guys. With there being more force feedback joysticks on the market, Brunner now are doing a cheaper joystick, and I actually quite like that the base of it, it's like DD wheelbases, it's the base, you put what joystick you want on it, but I quite like how it's really nice and small, and it's like force feedback wheels. If it's got the quality there, it doesn't necessarily have to be mega high Newton meters. If you've got a very good fidelity motor, you can feel what's going on in the simulator with detail. It's the range, the resolution of the forces more than the strength. in a sense, and in theory, if you've got more strength, you can often have more resolution, but it doesn't actually quite work out like that. That's something that a lot of driving sim people are very confused on. Because really, the most important forces in a force feedback wheel and a force feedback joystick actually happen in the sort of 0 to 3 Newton meters, even on a super duper high strength wheel. So have a little look in here. So it'll be really interesting to try that joystick out. See what it's like. Look, we're in the plane in a building at a flight show, at a flight sim trade show. That's very nice. It's quite spacious in here. I could live in this. Put this could be my new house. Let's go back out here. Let's continue, guys. Got distracted by the real aircraft. I'm so easily distracted. Look at that. Feels kind of criminal, I think, putting planes in a building. Feel like they should be outdoors, flying in the sky. But that's a nice bit of exercise there. And very skillfully done. My hand's full. So over here we have, we have a big screen here. They're showing off their latest big screen headset. This guy won't know that he's on camera, so he's now a model. He doesn't realise it, but they've got the VR set up there with DCS, and the big screen guy's demoing it off. And that's the thing with VR, you really have to try it to actually appreciate it. So many people sort of dismiss VR, and it's the same with like force feedback. Until you try good force feedback, you can be like, oh, what's the point? But yeah, when you've got a good VR headset, you can... That's just going to be black, that's not going to make any sense. Can you quickly say in like 30 seconds what you're showing off and what's new at the moment?
Yeah, we're showing off the Big Screen Beyond 2. So it's a VR headset, but it's a very small VR headset. It's extremely light and it's very comfortable to wear for long sessions.
There you go. That's the big screen. I mean, you've seen all their adverts, you've seen them online. We're going to give it a blast later. It'll be awesome to try out, but you could come out and try it yourself and maybe catch some germs off people, which is another great thing about VR at trade shows. We've got Home Sim here. It's a modest simulator. I don't know what this is about. Again, it's more sort of panels and displays. I guess you can just use your windows for. And we've got another, underneath this aircraft's wing, we have a another setup here. Let's just get in here quickly, you can see. So again, sitting in a cockpit with a screen in front of you does add a ton to the immersion when you can see all the panels around you, really sort of positions you and seats you into the aircraft. You notice if you ever get a chance to sit in a car cockpit with a sim rig or in front of screens, it just gives you a massive immersive quality. And obviously in a flight sim, a lot of the buttons, a lot of the power systems, fuel systems control, fire systems, air hostess controls. There's a lot of buttons above you, so it's nice to have them actually above you, further adding to the immersion. Look at the trim and the throttle, landing gear. You can program it. It's got the side stick there, and he's getting probably an overspeed warning. Maybe, I don't know. He's in trouble. Again, passengers throwing up. No, he's doing an all right job. He's doing good. He's doing better than I typically do in the simulators. Right, that is most of, if not all, oh no, it's not quite, of the main hall. Oh, we've got here a Link trainer. This is awesome, guys. This is part of the museum. So this Link trainer, they actually did multiple varieties of these. Some of them are completely closed off. This is a more open one, and these were used in the 1930s and 1940s. To train pilots navigation and get them to use the actual instrumentation of the aircraft. This all like links together. In a sense, these are some of the earliest actual simulators, are pretty much the earliest simulator and the earliest motion simulators. The whole thing rotated. But look at that. Beautiful, high quality engineering there. Bit of plywood, job's a good one. So let's see. Can I ask you very quickly, 30 seconds? Who do I ask? Right. Oh, it's pointing to you. Okay, so what is it you do? 30 seconds.
What are we doing? We're producing these simulators, simulator parts for Airbus, Boeing, and the other ones. And yes, we are from Turkey. We are Turkish producers, and we are able to ship everywhere. So, yeah.
Okay, so if people want them, is it for professional simulation or home simulation?
It is kind of both, like both home, they can use it, and both professional as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Whereabouts are you based in Turkey?
Istanbul.
Okay, awesome. I always wanted to go to Istanbul.
Yeah.
I want to walk the old walls, but I've not had a chance.
Perfect food.
Sorry?
Perfect food.
Okay. I'll never leave. I'll just be eating all the time. Thank you very much. Take care. Okay, there we go. So some panels there if you want more panels. Flight simmers love their panels. We're back. We're back at the Moza booth there. So that is the main hall. We've got some space stuff up there, some spacesuits. We'll have to have a peer up there before we leave. I think that's more part of the museum. That's the main hall, but we're not done yet, guys. There's more halls. It's never-ending flight simulation. It's pretty impressive, to be honest. Like a lot of the flight simulator events you go to, and a lot of the flight sim stuff you see isn't that big. And even sim racing stuff is only in the last few years has got big. But this is pretty damn impressive if you like your flight sims. Let's go to the next hall. Okay, we're working our way back to the main entrance, past some beautiful rockets here. Oh, this is, I'd love to have some of these. Look at that, the Saturn V rocket, SLS, the space shuttle. I had one of these as a model rocket that you could launch, and we launched it once and it went into a tree and I never saw it again. But I think that's the point of model rocketing, was to just lose your rocket in a tree. So let's go back through the food hall here, and it's not just one hall. We actually have, I would say, like sort of 3 halls, really. It's quite an impressive amount of hardware. So let's come through here. The queue there is for food. I could do with another. All I've had to eat today is a toot waffle. So we have here Stratoware, and they're showing off some equipment here. Got some pedals. We've got a helicopter collective. Okay. Can you quickly talk us through what you're offering here? Very quickly, 30 seconds.
Absolutely. So we're an add-on developer for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we've partnered with Whirlpool to show off our latest creation. It's the BO-105 helicopter. It's an iconic German helicopter made in the 60s, and it's basically the grandfather to all the modern Airbus helicopters. And we've made the flight model. It's been made by a real BO-105 pilot. The sounds were captured from a real BO-105, so it's just like the real thing. And the trailer is out now, so you can go see it. It's coming in a few weeks to pretty much every platform.
But you'd have to buy. So you do the helicopter software side.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've partnered with Whirlpool to show off the software.
Because to fly a helicopter, you really want the rudder pedals and the joystick to be nice and loose.
Yes.
Ideally, a force feedback joystick.
Yeah.
But Whirlpool don't do one yet.
No, they don't.
They need to get on it. And the collective looks really nice.
Yep. So it's got an interchangeable head. So this is the Hawk, I believe. And I just chose this because it has the best resemblance to the BO-105. But you can always interchange this by just unscrewing it. And here's a chair. We've got the chair mount on that. If you come back tomorrow, we'll have a fully assembled sim with the BO-105 running, and you should be able to play around with the sim.
I will have to. I mean, helicopters are the best.
Absolutely.
After gliders.
Ooh.
No, okay, it's rejected the gliders. I've not seen any gliders here. I don't know what.
Not even one.
It's glider hate. I mean, I love helicopters, but gliders, come on.
No, fair enough. I mean, so I'm a university student up in Bristol.
Okay.
And they have a really popular gliding society. So I'm supposed to take a glider flight soon.
Okay.
So yeah, I might change my opinions after.
Yes, glider indoctrination complete. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, we have Expand Flight Hub here. Can you explain what you do very quickly, 30 seconds?
We are a X-Plane plugin that does firefighting and search and rescue. We have a realistic fire module that does natural expansion, full weather integration, as well as accurate drop placements. The search and rescue is a multiplayer system that can do either environments, wet environments or dry environments anywhere in the world, randomization placings, determinate mission logic.
So like, there's a lot of people that probably saw like gameplay modes in Microsoft Flight Sim, and then they prefer the physics and dynamics in X-Plane, and so you're bringing like actual gameplay, not gameplay, but stuff to do, structure.
Right, this is stuff to do in X-Plane. It is the most accurate fire module that I'm aware of. It actually has, like I said, complete. It's using the Rothman model, so it's got a scientific.
Yeah, I know what the Rothman model is, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I have no idea what it is.
It's the actual fire module that they developed in 1970 to predict fire movements.
Okay.
So it actually takes into place terrain, weather environment, and stuff like that, along with the, like I said. So the other thing is the smoke system is actually dynamic. So as the fire intensity grows, the smoke will get thicker and denser. As it gets lighter, it'll get thinner, and so stuff like that.
And so people can, is that available now?
Yep, it's available now. It's a one-time purchase on Streamline add-ons.
And that's for X-Plane 12?
Yep, X-Plane 12.
Only X-Plane 12?
Only X-Plane 12.
Awesome, thank you very much for taking the time there. I'm definitely going to have to check that out, it looks really fun.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Hello, we've got I'm not going to say that. Can you say the name of it?
XPUEIPC.
Okay, I would have got that completely wrong. Can you tell me in 30 seconds or so what it is that you do?
Also the tool is for interfacing to X-Plane. It's a derivative of FSUEPC. This is an interface for flight simulation. With the interface you get data out of the simulator or data into the simulator. And this is for X-Plane. But what we are selling here is this. We are selling avionic devices. This one, this is from Airbus. And we sell this Boeing device for X-Plane, FSX, also all the Microsoft flight simulators, and for Prepar 3D.
Also, so it's a combination of getting the data out of the simulator so it can drive your highly realistic displays and hardware devices.
Exactly. And these devices are connected to XPOPC and are powered by Ethernet.
Power over Ethernet. Awesome. So there you go, guys. So you don't need to get too crazy with your power supplies and everything, and it all goes through the network that you've got set up, which is quite common in flight simulation, using just using Ethernet, using the network to send the data around. In racing simulators, in industry, it's quite common, but for home users, it's not really taken off yet. But it's starting to happen, I think.
This is a very common, as a very safe interface. It's working out of the box.
Awesome. Thank you very much for taking the time to explain that. Have a good time. See you. Awesome. I like the way the guy, when he's like, oh, this is the fire system uses this simulation method. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And he's it's like, yeah, of course I don't know. Do I look like someone that has a clue what's going on around me? I mean, I don't know at the best of times, but we've literally only had 2 hours sleep, and we just came from hiking and then jumped on a plane to come here. So my brain is running on absolute loose tea fumes at the moment. And Stroop waffle, so we need another Stroop waffle to keep going. Here we go. Cyber Tourist here. We've got some epic force feedback joysticks. 23 Newton meters, 16 Newton meters, and this sort of gives you an idea of where force feedback joysticks are going in terms of mega power. Now, if you were flying sort of commercial airliners, they might be quite limited in force coming out of them, and some aircraft are not going to have that stiff controls. But then some fighter jets and some aircraft have like insane amounts of load on them. Some older aircraft, some new aircraft. It depends. You know, it's like anything. It just depends on the aircraft. It also depends on a whole bunch of systems. But this is a monster setup here. We've got two fairly chunky servo motors, one for each axis, left and right, forwards and backwards. So you're not going to find yourself oversaturating the stick, and you're going to have something really solid to push against if you want to, which I think can be really fun. Not the smallest of solutions. You're going to need a bit of space on your rig to fit this in, but it's Wing Control is the company, and I think this is another Chinese company, and I believe the pricing of these is under £1,000. So that's still a lot of money, obviously, if you're just starting out gaming. But if you wanted a super mega strong force feedback, you can get it from them. We also have some rudder pedals here with servo motors on them, and they've linked these up. There's a little bit of a delay there between them, but yeah, if you had a cockpit with a pilot and co-pilot, you'd want them to all line up with what's going on. Bit of a delay, and this is not pure direct drive. This has a bit of a belt on it, so you know, could be better, but I'd have to experience this on its own, not linked together. I think there's some weird interaction going on between these two devices. But yeah, full force feedback rudder pedals again. I believe they're sort of sub £600, so not ridiculously expensive. And we also have some more force feedback rudder pedals down here. This looks like a better arrangement to me, so you probably get quite a realistic feeling of like the actual motion of the pedal. A lot of the rudder pedals on aircraft are you sort of push them forwards and backwards, and then they're obviously connected, so your left foot's moving your right foot. Both feet can work together, if that makes sense. But really nice to see a lot more force feedback joysticks. We had that whole period where there was just no force feedback due to that patent troll, as we said earlier. Here we have SimMarket. We talked about them earlier. They've got a booth in the other hall where they're showing off stuff that you can buy directly, or you can... Oh, no, hang on, that's a different one. SimMarket is another one. The other one was Sim Web Store or something. So there's two options for you to buy things if you want to. Here we have Wing Control joysticks and bases and button boxes. So they've got you covered here if you any stick that you'd want. And a lot of these sticks are actually compatible with the same sorts of bases. It's that Thrustmaster mounting solution. Seems that a lot of devices have used that interface as a way to connect things. But yeah, Wing Control Orion 2 Hotas, that was on that other rig we saw earlier. But so many options available now. It's getting ludicrous. It's like the sim racing steering wheels. Just like 1,000 button boxes for flight sims. Don't know what they do. That's more of a market thing. Octavi, here we go. Let's see what these guys do. Stay current from anywhere. I always want to stay current from anywhere. Can I just ask you, in like 30 seconds, quickly, what is it that you do?
We make the IFR1, the Octavi IFR1. It is a device that lets you control multiple avionics from a single device without needing to buy several different panels. It will control your radio, your GPS, your autopilot, and it can be configured for airliners too.
And so you can just switch through devices. How do you switch through what is controlling?
Yeah, these 8 buttons will let you select what you're manipulating, so to speak. So COM1 would go to the radios, and when I turn the knob, I don't know if this shows on the camera, but this will set the frequency. If you press the knob, you're going into the shift mode. And now, for instance, you would be controlling the heading bar. You have the buttons that correspond to Garmin's buttonology. So in FMS1, the knob would control the PFD. Yeah, there you go. You could set your waypoints. I don't know why it's not doing it right now. You could use the AP mode to set your altitude and set which mode the altitude the autopilot is flying, or just turn it off.
So basically you get the advantage of getting to use the nice rotary encoder on a very minimal setup.
Yes.
Something that you could use, like you're showing here with a laptop, but people might not have a lot of space, but they want to be able to have that tactile feeling.
Absolutely.
And how much does this cost?
Usually it's 179 euros with German VAT. In the US it's 170 USD.
And does it use its own software?
It does. You can use our own plugin, which is pre-configured, nothing to do, and it installs in a simple installer. But you can also use MobiFlight. We have a number of profiles for different aircraft online, but you can also use SpadNext or Air Manager even to set it up and configure it to your needs.
Okay, so it basically integrates with all the mainstream solutions that are out there.
It does. It's X-Plane and MSFS. X-Plane also for macOS, and Linux scripts also available.
And if you were to get it with Flight Sim, for example, does it come with a pre-configured can you grab a file where it's all pre-configured so you don't have to bind it all and manage it all yourself?
Yeah, so the plugin is configuration free and pre-configured. There are several default profiles on the website for your Cessnas, but also for the Phoenix A320, the PMDG aircraft. And if you have a different one, you can always use one of the existing profiles and just adapt a portion of it to work with what you're flying.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that talk through there. It looks really interesting.
Thanks for dropping by.
Cheers. Okay, guys, that looks quite fun, actually. A lot of the time in flight sims, you are with those types of things. You would be setting your heading or controlling autopilot, or you really don't want to be clicking the wrong thing. And a lot of the options on a plane are controlled with a rotary encoder. So having that as a really small device is really nice. So we've got this cockpit crafters here.
Have a good day.
Can I bother you guys for 30 seconds? Can you break down what you do very quickly? A speed breakdown.
Yes, so we do mounting solutions for the Honeycomb Alpha Bravo any setups. We do mount touch brackets. We can mount a touch monitor to it, so you can interact via touch with Air Manager or without with your simulator. You can also mount any additional hardware, like from WinWing, the FCU to it. You can also mount a RAM mount to it, or the Knobster. And so you can interact with touch, and then dial in the frequency with the Knobster, for example. And this is also officially licensed by Honeycomb. We're actually the first company who's officially licensed as a third party from Honeycomb. And that's essentially what we do.
Do you find with flight simulation that a lot of people aren't using T-slot, or are they using T-slot aluminium extrusion? So I noticed with flight simulators you have a lot of people needing these sort of custom brackets.
Yes.
I mean, these brackets be really useful with T-slot still, but
yes.
I think in flight sim it's less common for people to be using T-slot, and maybe they're mounting it on other like wooden solutions or
it really
desks.
depends. I mean, of course, it's the T-slots are always a more permanent solution, right? And this is made really for the desk. You can just place it on the desk, and when you're done, pick it up and put it into your drawer.
Hang on. You've got big drawers in your house. But yeah, I guess
No, but I really have a closet, let's say.
Yeah.
I have put it in. And for smaller apartments, it's really nice. And I mean, the main goal was to eliminate using your mouse in the simulator. And with the touch bracket, you're really flexible. So you can fly a Cessna, you can fly a TBM, you can fly an Airbus, you can fly Boeing, all at once. And here you're locked in a bit with the FCU, but you can just dismantle it and fly a Cessna.
So how much are these solutions to go for, like this one and that?
So like 150, and then you need a touchscreen, which you can get on Amazon. So let's say another 100 or 150 for a touchscreen, so $300 you're all in, and set for a lot of different setups.
Awesome. So that's Cockpit Crafters.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for taking me through it. It looks really fun. Cheers. Take care. There you go. More mounting solutions, guys. I think we could do with some of that in sim racing, to be honest. Let's have a look at sim innovations here. I'm hoping to see some innovations in sim. He's talking over there. I don't want to break up his conversation. Maybe I can ask you quickly.
Sure.
What is it that you do here, very quickly?
Basically, we have a tool where you can design your own instrument panel. So we have like a big pool of instruments you can choose. You can design your own thing. And at the end, this is a touch screen, so you can touch like a knob and you can rotate it, interact with it. So it's a little bit more intuitive than just having a mouse and just a simulator.
So it's the instrumentation panels is the main thing that you do.
Exactly.
And do you have a piece of the software makes it easy for you to then set up the graphics of it, set up the layout of it?
Yeah, I can show you. I'm not sure how much time you have.
Okay, just show me quickly. Yeah, here we go. Speed demo.
So this is the software, and like if I just pick up like a general. Oh wait, this one no. This. Someone has been tinkering with this. So I have multiple panels here, and basically you can just grab whatever instrument and then place it somewhere else. And we have a whole big list of instruments you can choose from, and basically design your own panel. That's like the main thing of it. Yeah.
Awesome. That looks really cool. Yeah. Well, thank you for that quick demo there. Appreciate it. Looks really fun.
Good luck.
Take care. Well, there you go, guys. If you like to design your own panels, you can do that with Sim Innovations. Innovating your panels today. This is more of that wind control area here. The view from the middle of the room here. The wind control. Look at the guy watching wind control from his precarious position up there, watching over the wind control people, making sure that they're controlling the flight sims properly. I feel like I've invaded wind control. I've crossed the tape into the forbidden zone. Check this out. We've got a full-on yoke here. Absolute beast of a yoke. They seem to be using the same servo modes. Here we go. He's giving it a big pull there, and then look at the amount of travel that has. You could imagine you're flying a 1940s aircraft there. Look at that. Can you give it a bit of roll input? Is it heavy as well?
And it has 4-speed backwards on.
Okay, it's turned off at the moment though.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. That's really cool. I mean, I wonder how much this costs as a solution to get this whole like shaft arrangement. It's absolutely crazy. More dashes there. Oh, here we go. We've got a PC here that's all open. So let's have a look. PMDG. Showing off an aircraft. We've got the Moza force feedback yoke. That board is very close to the fans there. So they're just advertising the PMDG 777-300. Aviation capture. Don't know what that's about. Look at this dash here. A light hood over it. Is this yours?
It's mine, yes.
Okay, can you talk through it quickly?
Okay, I can. So, hi everyone, I'm Victor from Aviation Capture, and I capture aircraft reference data. So it's 3D scans, and I make really good pictures of the instrument gauges, so then the scales can be created. We also do test flying, those kinds of things. So basically I help individuals and also companies who want to develop aircraft projects, add-on projects for the flight simulator, home cockpits with really good data, right?
So is it mostly visual data, 3D data or physics?
It's mostly visual data, but we also do flight testing. So we sit in the aircraft and we do the actual flights, we record them, and then we get the data and give it to you so you can do the flight dynamics.
So are you licensing it then to, say, Microsoft or X-Plane or individuals?
We are mostly working with smaller developers, with indie developers, I would say. And they ask us, can you get us a 3D scan of that specific aircraft? And then we go for it. We get it.
So do you get pilots that have a plane that they own or that they specifically like, and then they want that created absolutely perfectly?
Not really. It's mostly developers. who are interested in a specific aircraft, and then they ask us, do you know someone who owns it? And I have a very big network. I'm a pilot myself as well. I know a lot of other pilots, and pilots usually help each other. So that's really helpful. And it's usually really easy to find that specific aircraft, and I travel there and make the scans, maybe do a couple of test flights, and then supply the data.
So what are you using to scan the aircraft with it? Just standard cameras? Or?
It's a laser scanner. Okay. Yeah. It's a pretty sophisticated device. Yeah.
But they've got smaller though now. Like 20 years ago, you would probably struggle to fit it in a cockpit.
Yes, they got smaller. It makes it easier to work in smaller places. I have two different scanners. One is more used for the external model. It's quite big, but it really tracks well, and you can scan these really big airplanes with that, and or big airplane parts. And then there's also a smaller one for the cockpit.
So how did you end up with a scanner? You were just like, today I feel like owning a laser scanner.
So I've been a huge flight simulator fan, and at some point I became a developer myself. And I worked on a project, and it took so long to develop because I had to rely on photos and on drawings. And the drawings, oftentimes, they are a little bit off. And photos, you always have to compare between photos to find the right perspective, to find out how the dimensions of a part. It's really time consuming. And I always wished I had a 3D scanner. And first, photogrammetry came up. So it's a way of scanning airplanes with a regular camera. And I tried that, and then at some point bought my own scanner, and then this is how it went.
So I think with photogrammetry you get a lot of artifacts, and it's not quite got the precision. It's good from a distance, good for terrain, but you're doing millimeter accurate instrumentation.
That's it. You see every rivet and all the tiny details. Yeah.
Okay, so that's awesome. It's really interesting that you just from a hobbyist perspective, and then you've taken it too far.
Maybe a little bit.
And can you also agree that gliders are the ultimate form of flight and the best aircraft?
Oh, absolutely. I always agree. I can show you one more thing. This is the panel of a Mi-8 helicopter, and this one is actually a movie star because it was part of a James Bond movie, Die Another Day. There is this Korean Mi-8 flying around, and in the end, James Bond destroys it. And there was an actual helicopter that they used. And before blowing it up, they took out this panel. And I got it on eBay.
Okay, nice.
Nice little story.
So, hang on, but they took it out before blowing up, but it wasn't on camera, but it was from the helicopter that was on camera.
Before it was blown up.
Okay.
It's in the movie.
So if you smell a bit of like James Bond, like musk off it. Or...
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you very much for taking us through that. Really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And that's a warning to anybody that thinks of getting into laser scanning. You could end up with half a helicopter in your sitting room. Right. We've got another booth here. Excellaire. And you're a very slick-looking guy here. What are you selling me? What's for sale here?
What's for sale
like
here?
A Bugatti? Ferrari?
No, but it's the same category of quality products because we are selling high-detailed quality simulators, full size of A320, Boeing, and we are launching this weekend. Nice news for you. We're launching tomorrow Embraer jet simulators.
Okay, I'll take 4 of them. You've sold me.
Yeah, okay.
How much?
Simulators. You have a flight school or what?
How much will they set me back if I was to get one?
If you want to get one like that, it's gonna cost you. Yeah, it depends on the.
Hang on. He's a salesman and he doesn't know the price. I was going to haggle it down here.
Maybe because sometimes Rafael gives nice beer promotion for you.
Okay.
So you get 10%. It depends on the configuration, but we are basically between 40 grand to 70 grand for home users, and then for airlines it's some other software. So we are over 100 grounds. And for our new Embraer jet panel, we're at 6,000 euros for the overhead.
So this panel's more for your home use.
Yes,
type solution,
exactly,
and that's
exactly.
more commercial.
And we're launching it now, and you can pre-order it from 500 euros.
And you're doing so this sort of thing would be a turnkey solution for
Absolutely.
a
It's
business.
turnkey solution. Yeah, it's a turnkey solution. One cable plugged to the computer only, just a small driver to install, nothing to configure.
And it's all so someone could do their instrumentation rating on it.
Everything is working like the real plane, and thanks to our one flight technology, we fully integrated. Like no configuration, you just run your explain, prepare 3D, anything, and you're good to start and fly.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much for that sales pitch. I'll come back later with my wallet.
A huge wallet.
Yeah.
We'll give you a discount.
Thank you very much. See you later. There you go. If you ever wanted a full simulator to practice flying your plane that you totally own. It's Aerosoft. You guys will know Aerosoft. These Aerosoft have been around a long time. They publish a whole bunch of stuff, not just flight sim, but Aerosoft have done terrain, plugins, add-ons, planes, and now I say they're also publishing other software. So,
I know you.
No, you don't.
I do. I do know him.
No.
I do know this guy. He's the best critic. He's the best critic. Yes, I know him
That's
now.
a compliment. Thank you very much. Don't tell anyone. I'm at a flight simulator event.
Lips are sealed. Lips are sealed.
Catch your hand. We got the panels here. I don't know what's going on. Some more real sim panels. I mean, you guys know Aerosoft. You know Aerosoft. If you go on their website, it's all on their website. You can have a look into it. But they've been around a long time, Aerosoft. One of the more established companies, I think. Very sleek. Yeah, you even see Aerosoft at Gamescom. Can I ask you, in 30 seconds, what is it that you do here?
Us and Aerosoft are the oldest producers of flight sim add-ons in the market. We've been going 30 years, make stuff for X-Plane for flights, both versions of flight sim. Been going since FS98 or before that.
I was just saying Aerosoft, he was busy talking over there. I was like, well, everyone knows Aerosoft. I don't need to say too much.
Yeah.
But you, what is it that you do in partnership with Aerosoft specifically?
We don't work in partner. We publish their stuff and they publish our stuff, and we're just we've known each other for 30 years, the companies, and yeah.
Are you showing off anything at this event or announcing anything at this event?
Yeah, we're showing off our F70-100, which is coming out next month. That's available for people to fly and to pre-order today. And we've also got our Airbus A300 with us today as well.
What, sorry?
Airbus A300.
Okay. And that's all available or available soon?
The F70-100 is available soon, hopefully next month, if not a month after. But it's almost ready to go. So.
And you can admit here on camera, gliders are the superior form of aircraft.
They're great for coding side point of view. So.
Okay, that's worming out of that, I have to say. Okay, I'm trying to find the glider fanatics here, but there aren't many. A few helicopter fans. Are you more of a passenger jet?
Jet? We sort of specialise in vintage airliners. Is our sort of niche that we do. Like, so we've got a F28 and things like that here.
What would you say, from a development perspective, is the hardest aspect of building the aircraft?
It's not like one person does everything. We have like a specialist team that will build a model. So I can do coding, but I can barely draw a stick man. So I'm never going to do 3D modelling. And so I'd say coding because I do coding.
And because with a flight sim, obviously you've got the underlying flight simulator, but when you're doing the coding, you'll be coding the systems of the aircraft and how that all operates.
Yeah, so like an FMC, there's no FMC that you can just sort of import from the sim, so you have to code it yourself, and so you get a manual, you work through it, and you replicate it.
And do you ever find that when Microsoft or X-Plane do updates, it breaks what you've done? You then have to rush to.
Yes, I mean obviously. Like the F70-100 and our A300, we originally started them for P3D, and then when the new sim comes along, we stopped releasing it, spent loads of time updating the model, updating the code, and we're now getting ready to release it for 2024. So it's been a long time in development.
But that's the thing, is like people, because I think outside of Flight Simulator, my channel is mostly racing simulators. A lot of people see the pricing of aircraft or these additional things to flight sims, and it's quite expensive on the face of it.
It can be as much as the sim itself.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, the Airbus, it's been 6 years in development, and so it takes a long time. And
so I think a lot of people don't realise it's almost as if it's a simulator inside of the simulator.
Well, it is. It's a simulation of an A300. With very little code from the sim, you're just doing it all yourself. And so
it's simulators all the way down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for talking us through that. Nice to meet you. I'll catch you later.
Take care.
Right. So there we go. We've got a nice helicopter sim here. Hello. We will have to have a go on this. Got the collective cyclic rudder pedals.
Thanks a lot for the experience.
Can you just talk 30 seconds to explain what you're doing here?
Absolutely. So we sell the full kit. This is a helicopter flight kit that you can just plug and play into your laptop or computer or whatever, and the software will run, so you can run DCS, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we just sell the entire kit. And here you can just try and fly it out and test it out and see what there is, yeah?
Is this a queue for were you queuing? No, there's no one queuing. So I can jump on now quickly. Yeah, okay, we go. So I think you can tell straight away really nicely with this cyclic. I always get mixed up. Because you've got the leverage of the arm on it, you can be very, very precise, which is really important for a helicopter to fly with your fingertips. And then this looks like a nice collective. You say this is all custom, this is all your...
Yeah, it's all custom. It's based off of the Robinson, obviously, right? The R66, but it's all metal, it's all self-made, it's all built, so...
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and take off here. I'll give it a bit of... So this is Microsoft Flight Sim?
This is X-Plane right here.
Oh, X-Plane, okay.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm already putting in too many inputs, floating all over the place. Right, let's try and go down the runway a bit here. So do you find, for you yourself, I personally, when I've done helicopters in VR, it's like a lot more intuitive. I don't know if you find that's the same.
Yeah, I do find it's the same actually. Yeah, we usually bring VRs here as well, so you can try it because it's usually better to fly. You can look around, you can see under, you can see what's over you, right? But it was quite a problem for transporting, so we just have this system right here. Right now. Oh, yeah.
I'm getting a bit loose here on the. Well, let's just pretend that I'm totally under control. We'll get a bit of full momentum here, and that'll be nice and easy. I definitely like this the cyclic. So do you fly helicopters yourself in real life?
No, I don't. My father does. So the CEO, he does. He used to fly bush missions.
Yeah.
So he has real life experience. Has real life flight hours. And he bases his experience. He uses his experience to build these flight rigs, these sim rigs. So, yeah. And this is just one of the models that we have, right? The Robinson 66 that we have right here. We also have for Airbus and Bell different type of grips and cyclics that you can use and adjust according to what you're flying, of course.
Try and put the helicopter down without smashing into the ground. So of the which simulator do you generally prefer to fly?
I prefer Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh dear, that was a heavy landing.
Well, but you can still walk away from it, right?
We're fine.
Theoretically.
We've all lost our spines, but yeah. No, that's really interesting. I really like the cyclic, I think. But, so a lot of 3D printed components on this as well.
There is as well, yeah. But everything is self-made, right? So it's all based in Switzerland. We all make it there, we produce it there, and then we ship it off to the entire world.
That's awesome. I think there's a lack of highly custom flight simulator controls, I think.
Yes.
Like off the shelf. It's slowly getting better. There's a few companies, Wing, Moza, I think are starting to, but
exactly. But especially for helicopters, the market is very small.
Yeah.
We try and get in there, right?
But you can agree that gliders are better than helicopters?
No.
Okay. I do. I love helicopters as well. So, but thank you very much for that demo. Really appreciate it.
Do you want a shirt?
I would love to, but not now. But I appreciate the offer.
All good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, after that little helicopter flight, we now continue off towards some tents. It doesn't end here. When the building finishes, the tents begin. You can't escape the flight sims. And we have here IVO. Let's ask these guys quickly what they do. Hello, 30 seconds. He's got food. I've ruined his dinner there, sorry. 30 seconds, can you explain what it is you do?
So we're IVO, we're an online network. We connect pilots and controllers on the network to coordinate with each other. They fly together, they control together. You can see each other. We can have events as well. We coordinate RFOs, RFVs, real flight events or such, so that we have real traffic amounts, so hundreds of flights an hour or a couple hours. And we do some other stuff as well. We have special operations as well. You can talk to him about that. That's a really cool part as well, what we do. I think that's it.
So it's basically it's a community that then enables you to do sort of make everything as realistic as possible by increasing the numbers of people there, creating a realistic environment.
Yes, we try to do realistic, but within limits, so everyone can join us. They were welcome to join whenever they want to. We are very welcoming to new people who don't know what they're doing.
You want to ruin other people's lives with flight sims. They don't realise what they'll get into.
Yeah.
Lure them in.
We try to lure them in as much as possible without making them scared for whatever is behind the door, but we try to welcome everyone. We are very forgiving. We try to teach them a lot of things. We train a lot with them as well. So
that's really nice with flight sims. You see there's a lot of community projects and just people trying to brainwash everyone into flight simming. Like even with VATSIM and just all these and the crazy open source projects, and it's quite mad in a good way, but the amount of work that goes into it with people that have full-time jobs and then they're still really passionate into the flight simming.
Yeah, we have some closed source software, so it's our own internal software that we develop in-house. That way we can control what's going out, so we know to ensure that everyone is safe whenever they download something for the software or whatever they want to do with it, so that it's safe.
Awesome, thank you very much for that. And we're going through the whole the trade show here, so we've got to keep going. That's too much nice community spirit. Oh God! Right, thank you very much. Right, that's really awesome to see. I think it's just nice with flight sims to say, like, it can be quite intimidating to get into, so it's good to have people willing to drag people into it. Some more rig setup. We've got the Rosefire B107B737 overhead panel. Obviously, I mean, what else could it be? It couldn't be anything else, could it? Let's have a close-up of the panel here. Sorry. So look at that, beautiful. If you thought sim racing button boxes were over-buttoned, but let's have a little feel here, see what it's like. Some nice.
And then they were using Mobiflight for the two blank buttons.
These how do you actuate? Are these left and right?
Yeah, it's left and right.
Okay, as I was breaking them there. Can you talk, is this your product here? It's my product. Can you talk us through it very quickly? Okay. Like 30-second elevator pitch.
Yeah, what I should tell you, this is our newest product, what we got already released 2 weeks ago. It's the B107 overhead panel for the PMDG 737, as well as working with the Zibo mod and the Level Up 737 and X-Plane 12. And yeah, we just released it 2 weeks ago. Yeah, what I can tell you about the cost of this will be about $699 actually, including shipping costs, and you don't have to pay any taxes if you get it to Europe, for example. And yeah.
And it just plugs into USB?
No, it's not plug and play. You have to work with the software inside. Yeah, we have actually working, as you can see it on the computer over there, is the Rosefire app, what we have actually working to get it in working, and otherwise you will can use Mobiflight for it.
But it plugs in, it's a USB device?
It's a USB device, it was just connected by USB-C.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for talking us through that. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Oh, do people go to your website if they want to buy it?
Yeah, our website is rossfire.com.
Okay, thank you very much. So there you go. If you want a super advanced plane-specific panel, they've got you covered. We've got some pogs here. What's going on here? Innie builds. Oh, here we go. We know Innie builds. These pogs are too flat. There's a 90s moment, guys. It's not gonna pog. No, doesn't work. Innie builds don't know how to make pogs. They've got some shirts and pens here they're giving out, I think. If you want to come in and get some clothing. You're with Innie Builds as well?
Sorry?
You're with Innie Builds as well?
I'm Ubid, I'm the CEO.
Okay, I probably should know that. I'm a bit rusty on the flight sim stuff, so. You're here just giving away merch and promoting vehicles.
We create aircrafts and sceneries for Flight Simulator. So we've made a whole bunch of planes and sceneries, and we've got planes available for people to try out, and we've got some merch for customers who want to pick some stuff up for Innie Builds.
And are you announcing any new content at this event?
No, we announced the TriStar a few weeks ago, and we're showcasing it here, and it's releasing end of the month.
Okay. And where's Innie Builds based?
We don't have an office, so we're 80 people all around the world, but we're mainly from the UK.
Okay. Whereabouts in the UK?
South London.
South London. Okay. It's like I don't want to say that. Okay. Awesome. Well, that's cool. Thanks for talking with us on camera here, but letting people know what they can come and find if they come here.
No worries.
We might have to get a shirt later. See you. So that's Innie Builds here showing things off and teaching you how to get dressed. And then we have, there you go, they're just showing off some of the aircraft there, all right? So again, more opportunities just to try things out. I feel like we're done. I feel like we've gone through everything here, guys. That was a very awkward conversation with the Innie Builds guy. it's like we're at a flight sim trade show, but I don't know anybody because I only know gliders. I know we haven't done this hall yet. We found another hall, guys. The tents reveal more flight sim equipment. We've got some streamers streaming away there. Stream inception going on. And we have some stunting with. Well, it's the load screen. This is the best part of Microsoft Flight Sim. Do you remember when they launched 2024 and it was 5 hours of load bar?
Yeah, it just have not the same problem, but for some reason it just quit. No internet connection anymore, but I think it's rather related to the Wi-Fi they have here.
But I would argue that the load bar is probably the most exciting part of Microsoft Flight Sim.
Well, yeah. I would too.
Yeah.
Like, why not? We could agree on that.
There is a moment in a minute where a deer pops up on the screen. I've studied this load screen many and many an hour waiting for packages to activate, actually. That's the common...
Yeah.
I don't know when the deer will pop up. Well, good luck with the loading, though.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, so come back in an hour and you might see an actual aircraft on display here.
It will get to 77% and then stop.
Oh, yeah? Wasn't it like 97?
97, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the dreaded number. For me, it's now 15. I'm not getting past 15.
But I think it's fantastic having this shown off at this Flight Sim event because it really is really capturing the essence of Microsoft Flight Sim.
It is. We all love it.
Okay, we'll come back later. Thank you very much. We've got, hang on, that's not a flight simulator. We've got a Jeep driving through hedges and bushes. What's going on here? Can I ask you quickly what you're doing here?
Okay, it's a procedural world system based on Unreal Engine. So it takes realistic geographic data, land cover, and elevations, and procedurally generates the whole planet, the roads, cities, from the flight simulator level down to street level, and you can even enter buildings. And we are creating a game based on that, as well as a sandbox, which is Airline World. It's going to be the sandbox to do that.
So is it using, is it a plugin for Unreal Engine effectively, or?
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a very complex plugin for Unreal Engine, correct.
So one of the big issues with Unreal Engine that a lot of people come across is with larger environments is the way it loads the environments without having to pause to load them. Is that one of your technologies? of getting around the loading?
Yes, basically because we are doing our own streaming of the stuff, so we are not using Unreal Engine to basically stream the world itself. We just use it to stream the assets and textures, and that's it.
And so you're licensing this to studios and maybe like for military application or?
Yes, basically.
Okay, awesome. Where do people go to find out more about the project?
Airlandworld.com. Airlandworld.com.
Airlandworld.com. Okay.
That's right, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks for talking to us. I hope we talk to you guys later. It'll be interesting. Cheers. There you go. Some engine technology. Probably have to be a programmer and a graphics programmer to really understand what's going on with that and what's good and what's bad about that. Here we have some, it's VATSIM's booth. For those of you who don't know, VATSIM is people do air traffic control, they fly the planes and talk to the air traffic controllers. It's a full-on air traffic control simulation within multiple simulators, but a lot of people using Microsoft Flight Sim with it. And you can use this to really hone your skills as an air traffic controller. It's kind of a simulator in a simulator, really. Or if you're a pilot, you can just fly and talk to people. And you're currently controlling people right now.
This is Schiphol Tower at the moment. We are with the Dutch VACC here. So we have top-down, delivery, ground, tower, approach, and area control. And we have here tower. Just one, have to do a call. 55. So that's what we're doing here today.
And have you had anybody misbehaving or any mishaps occur today?
Not today, but there are some newbies sometimes, yeah.
So in terms of like newbies, what are the common things that happen when someone's new to the system and they come on?
Well, I always tell new people that they don't have to come to busy places. Start at an airport that is less busy. For example, Bremen is a better example than Amsterdam or London airspace. Start somewhere simple where you can ask the controller questions and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So how does it work in terms of, so controllers control different areas or specific towers, or do you control multiple towers at one time, or?
That depends. For example, if I'm doing a radar position and it's top down, then I control the tower positions of all the airports that are below that. Yeah.
So you just select the tower that you're then operating to talk to the pilots in that area.
Yeah, yeah.
So because obviously there aren't VATSIM controllers for every single tower in the world.
No. So if there is no controller online, then it's Unicom. So all the pilots basically, they have to communicate their intentions on the network and work their kind of way out until they find ATC.
And you do this purely for fun?
This is purely fun. I do it as a job as well, not air traffic control, but I work in the aviation field, so it's kind of an extended hobby for me. Yeah.
And how did you get started into doing it?
Well, my initial interest in air traffic control, and I had a friend that was interested in it as well. Yeah. After one call.
KLM 30 Quebec, hello, continue approach, you are number 1. Transavia 6 Mike Echo, cleared for takeoff, runway 36 left. The wind is 050 degrees, 9 knots.
Is this live, by the way, or is it just a video?
It's a video, but treat it as if it's live, because it's not edited.
What is your channel?
It's Game of Muscle.
Let me write
I was going to comment on your pen technique there. That's very casual. And this is
I have the time, so it's great. It's nice to have a chat.
Is this your home setup as well that you would have?
No, this is from someone else. I'm just using their setup right now. I'm just juggling around all the positions today. What's the channel?
Gamer Muscle.
Gamer
Muscle. Muscle. Yeah,
I will try to find it. Thank
and
you.
it'll be Gamer Muscle videos.
Thank you so much.
Don't go there. You'll regret it. But yeah, well, thank you very much for taking the time for going through that. And
yeah, thank you.
It's interesting to see. Hope no planes crash whilst you're supervising.
Everything will be all right with us.
Thank you. There you go, guys. That's VATSIM there. You can get your training to be an air traffic controller, and you can see if you want to be an air traffic controller. I guess it is. It's another type of simulation. So it's kind of interesting. It's a simulator in a simulator, both the flying and the air traffic control. and both can get very incredibly deep and incredibly complicated. We missed this. We've got FlyByWire Simulations here. So another aircraft producer. Can I briefly ask you what you do quickly? I mean, I know what you do, but can you explain to people what is it you do?
Well, we at FlyByWire, we create open source aircraft. So we create add-ons like the 320 and the 380, and we create them for everybody to enjoy. They can download them for free from our website using the installer. And yeah, they can also join us and just, if they want to change something about the aircraft, they can just do that.
Are you announcing anything, or is there something happening at this event, or are you just showing off what you do?
We're showing off what we're doing, but we're also showing off the first version of our native 2024 A380. So this one should have much better performance than before, which I know has been an issue in the past. So, but not really new in features, just better performance, and yeah, just looking good.
And this is all for Microsoft Flight Sim 24?
That is correct. Microsoft Flight Sim 24, exactly, yeah. 2020 still works, but we're shifting focus onto 24.
Do you think you'd ever do stuff for X-Plane?
Unlikely, because that would require a whole different way of working.
Okay. Awesome, thanks for taking the time to talk us through that. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you. I'll come and see you later.
Yeah.
Well, just have a quick look at this. So you can see their simulator here on the screen. Don't know what airport he's flying into there. Amsterdam, okay. I should know. I looked at it this morning, but it was foggy, so that's my excuse. I could see 10 metres out the window, so. Okay. Thank you very much. See you. So, fly-by-wire, and then we have here some humongous simulators. These are perfect for when you visit a friend's house and you just want to pop over to a friend's and show them your sim equipment. We've got a full-on cockpit, and then we've got the actual weather that we're experiencing in real life right now. We've got fully force feedback trim there, and force feedback sticks. So you get a really nice, authentic experience. I think this cockpit would set you back a pretty penny, but it's got 2 seats, so you could sit in it with your partner. As you can see, this situation here is simulating that reality very realistically. But you know, you could put a blow-up doll in the chair there if you wanted to, or just leave it empty and reflect on your life decisions. But he's coming into land. Is it maybe a little bit high? I'm not sure. He's probably he's looking at the indicators on the glass cockpit display. It's been shouted at by the plane. He's fully focused here. Maximum focus. Look at this. This could be the end of the aircraft. And everybody on board. No, he's coming in. He's lifting those up. Oh, there you go. He's landed it nice and smooth. Beautiful. Should never have doubted him. Absolute butter. But slightly off to the right there. Have to dock some points for that. But yeah, absolutely mega simulators there. Total and utter insanity. But, I mean, really, if you're into flight sims, why not get an entire cockpit and put it in your house and play flight sims all day long? I have to say, I'm a little bit disappointed that that we haven't seen any glider cockpits here. That's the one thing that's let us down here, but awesome. As I say, a lot of these people as well are doing sort of instructor flights, so people are coming in, sitting down and doing a realistic landing with an instructor. Woo! Right. That, I think, guys, we've actually managed to get through the entirety of Flight Sim Weekend, and we've done it in a day. Forget the weekend. it's a flight sim day. So that's it for Flight Sim Weekend, and I have to say, an absolutely fantastic show to go to. Not only do you get to try out all the flight sim equipment and many of the new force feedback joysticks that are available, but you also get to see all the community stuff going on and get to have stuff like lessons from real-world pilots and just the people behind a lot of the flight sim stuff going on. And it's really apparent from this event that in flight simulators there is a lot of community involvement and a lot of people donating a stupendous amount of their free time to flight simulation. So it's really nice to see, and a little bit sickly, to be honest. I think we need more despair and misery in the flight sim space. But I would highly recommend coming along to Flight Sim Weekend if you get a chance. Only an hour outside of Amsterdam. Yeah, just check it out next year if you get a chance. But hopefully you enjoyed this coverage. Hopefully you enjoyed our videos. Make sure to subscribe, click a like button and all that lark if you want to. And maybe also make yourself another cup of tea. But until the next one, thanks for watching, take care and goodbye.